There's nothing more beautiful to me than a nice stream making a turn around a bank and the blue-green water. I know that it's 6 or 7 feet deep there, and I know that there are probably 4 or 5 fish in there that are gonna measure 21, 22 inches, 17, 18 inches. Nice fish, but for me, catching a big fish was okay once in a while, but I like the small streams like the Gibbon River dumps into the Madison, and it's 10 feet wide, and places where it's 12 inches deep, but it'll go around a bank in nice blue water. There's always fish in there that are 10 inches. A big one is 12 inches. It's fun to catch those little things. You always turn them loose.
Before I continue more episodes regarding Jack's Q&As to try to find where the treasure chest was found, I feel compelled to make this quick video to answer questions and address some of the feedback from the last one. Trust. In the 8 years I was involved with Forrest and the chase, it was imperative we trusted one another. This meant I often had to remain silent. I was told in 2018 by a prominent searcher that Forrest said, quote, "There are only 2 people I trust completely, and they are Shiloh and Cynthia Meacham," unquote. That was the second nicest thing Forrest ever said about me. Media. I did a ton of it. One of the perks was getting to listen to the full interviews, not just what made the show or print article. The piece I included here was one of the most telling interviews I'd ever heard Forrest talk about. This took place in June 2018. As a backdrop, I included emails between Forrest and various media projects, including the one in January 2017, where he mentions I am his executive secretary. After Randy Bilyeu's death in 2016, and then Paris Wallace's and Eric Ashby's death the following summer, he was so inundated with requests, he asked me to take care of many of them. The following interview is a clip from his New York Times interview in June 2017. As a background, I included emails from 2016 and 2017 with a few of the media requests. I believe this interview to be one of his most telling.
I completely agree with you that a lot of times the greatest solutions for problems come from people who are not immersed in that problem. They're outsiders and they look at it in a different way and they can see it. Cynthia used that yesterday. She was asking me, let's try to find the blaze, and here's what I think the blaze is. And she said, look around, and we looked around. I didn't find anything that seemed out of place or different or that struck me as being the blaze.
I'm going to have to talk to Cynthia because why would you, if you have clues to a solution, why would you start in the middle instead of at the first one?
Well, she took us through the whole process. She took us to stop where the warm waters halt. That's where she thinks the first clue is.
And where was it?
It was at the confluence of the Medio and Frijoles rivers, I think, or creeks, into the Santa Cruz River. There's a bridge right there. That's where she thinks the warm waters, because those are shallow rivers.
Did you ask her to show you the warm water?
No, I didn't touch the water. But I...
See there? She wanted to find a place, so she manufactured a place where the warm waters halt. There's no warm water under that bridge, I promise you. But she backed it in. You see how that works? I could take you out in my yard and show you 50 blazes. But it's not going to help you find a treasure because you don't know where warm water halts. You cannot back it in. It doesn't work like that.
So, in other words, if you don't find if you don't start right, you're never going to get there.
If you're going to go to the grocery store, what's the first thing you do?
I get a shopping cart.
Huh?
I get a shopping cart.
No. You go get in your car.
Right, true, yes.
You see, that's a good example of you looking for the blaze instead of where warm water halts. You got to get in your car to...
But what if you think that you found where the warm waters halt?
Therein lies the puzzle. And I rest my case again. Find where warm water halts and let that take you to the puzzle, because I can show you millions of blazes.
Since I showed a few emails, which I generally don't like to do, I have one more to show that addresses other searchers' emails to Forrest, disparaging me. I actually found them humorous. This one, where Mindy called me Leather-Faced Cynthia, upset Forrest more than it did me. I wanted to use her name for me, Leatherface, in a blog article, but Forrest wouldn't let me. There was another scathing email from a searcher who I'd just met in Santa Fe, who was so nice to my face but so nasty behind my back. Forrest sent me that email as well. This morning, Jack reached out to me in an email to tell me the quote I used in the last video was not from him. I will address this inaccuracy in my next video when I resume talking about the first clue, where warm waters halt. Forrest once said, "Why are people looking for my treasure in Glacier? There isn't any warm water there, I don't think." Is this what he meant when he said, "A comprehensive knowledge of geography might help"? I believe it is.